All right, good afternoon or good evening, guys. I hope you're getting ready to do your homework, and I wanted to give a couple little helpful hints for doing these word problems. Remember, you're going to be solving using tape diagrams if you need to. If you don't need them, that's okay, but they are very helpful when drawing a picture. Let's look at the first one. It says, a gardener installed 42 6/10 meters of fencing in a week. He installed 13 4500 meters on Monday and 9 5/10 meters on Tuesday. He installed the rest of the fence in equal lengths on Wednesday through Friday. How many meters of fencing did he install on each of the last 3 days? Remember here that it's asking what it's asking you, each of the last 3 days. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to start by trying to figure out his week, okay? So we know this is Monday, and then we know Tuesday, and then we know he has the rest of the week, Wednesday through Friday. So I'm going to make that a little bigger so that you can see it. Now, all together, all of this is going to be equal to 42 6/10 meters, okay? And we know the first day on Monday, it was 13 4500. The second day, it was 9 5/10. Okay? So what you're going to want to do here is figure out these last 3 days. Okay? And on problems like this, you need to realize it's going to ask you to do several things. It's going to ask you to figure out what Monday and Tuesday are together. It's going to ask you to take what you know is the whole week and subtract Monday and Tuesday from that. Then what you're given as a leftover is this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you want to get equal portions for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the way you're going to get 3 equal portions is going to be by dividing by 3. And I'll help you with this one, and then I'll show you the other ones, okay? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add 13.45 and 9.5. Now I'm going to make sure that I line up my decimals in doing that. And I find it sometimes helpful to use a piece of paper like this, any sort of lined paper, and using it down this way will help you line it up. If you don't need to, you don't have to, but for some kids or adults, it's very helpful because I want to make sure, because I'm going to be adding, that I line them up with the decimals, okay? So here's my decimal, okay? So 9 on this side, 5 here, and I often put this 0 here to be the placeholder, okay? Now we're going to add 5, 9, and 9 plus 13 is 12, and 2. So there is my amount for Monday and Tuesday, okay? Now I'm going to take what I know to be my whole week, which is 42.6. And I'm also going to add a little 0 here as a placeholder because I'm going to be subtracting the 22.95 from that, and having the 0 there will help me with lining up and will help me when I go to subtract. Sometimes if you don't have the 0 there, kids have and some adults have a really easy time just putting a little 5 right there because they see 5 and a blank spot. But when you see the 0, you know you can't subtract 5 from 0, so you know you're going to come over here and borrow from the 6. And you all know how to do this. Just do it carefully so you don't make silly little mistakes. That's what I'm finding. Some people are making silly little mistakes. You can't take 2 away from 1, so I'm going to borrow from the 4, make that a 3. There we go, 11, that's going to be a 9, and 3 minus 2 is 19, 19 and 65 hundredths. Now I'm going to take that number, and that number, if I come back over here, is this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday part. And we know they need to be 3 equal parts. So at this point, I'm going to do a little division. And it's very handy to have scrap paper. I've got some right here. So here is my problem, and I'm going to divide it by the 3 days that I don't know. This 3, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to put a 3 here. I'm going to do a little short division. I know 3 can't go into 1. If you like to put a 0 there, feel free. You don't have to. 3 goes into 19, and I think to myself, how many times does 3 go into 19? I know it's not 5. That would be 15, but I can get closer. 3 times 6 is 18. That's close. I could write it down, but I can keep that in my head. I know 19 minus 18 is 1. I put that right there. 3 goes into 16. And I know 3 times 5 is very close. It's 15. 3 times 5 is 15. I could write it here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it in my head. Subtract, and there'll be a 1, and I'm going to put that 1 right here. 3 goes into 15. 5 again. And I have this number, 655. And now I have to think, where does my decimal go? And it would only make sense to go here, because 19 divided by 3 is going to be in the ones place. I also know there are the 2 digits, here are the 2 digits. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so 6 and 55 hundredths. Okay, and so that is going to be what each of these will become. You don't have to write them in like this. I'm just showing this to you. And if you double checked by adding this and this and this and this and this number, you would get what you started with, which is this. Okay, I'm going to label it nicely right down here, and I'm going to write this, and I'm going to look to double check, and it asked for meters, so I'm going to label it correctly. Okay, I'm just going to read this next one and show you what they're asking you for. There are only 4 problems, and as you see, I really took my time on that one, and I'm at the six minute mark after my little introduction. So I don't think this should take you too long. If it does and you're having a hard time and it's been too tricky, come up and see us in the morning, okay? Jenny charges $9.50 an hour to babysit toddlers and $7.45 an hour to babysit school-age children. So she has different prices. If Jenny babysat toddlers for 9 hours and school-age children for 6, how much money did she earn in all? So what you're going to have to do is take her toddler money, her toddler per hour, and multiply it by the number of hours she babysat toddlers. Then you're going to take her school-age children and multiply it by the number of hours she did school-age children. You will get 2 products when you multiply, okay? 2 answers here. How much money did she earn in all? You're going to have to figure out how much she earned in all, okay? Then the second part, Jenny wants to earn $1,300 by the end of the summer. How much more money will she need to earn this money or to meet her goal? So you're going to get an amount of money right here. And I think you want to take this number, okay, right here, when you add these 2 numbers together, and take how much her goal is and figure out the difference between this number and her goal. I hope this is helpful. The other 2 problems are similar to what we just did. And one's about pounds, but there's nothing about ounces, so I don't think you have to convert there at all. And then here is about different types of paint, okay? I think you'll do a great job on this. Take your time, think, and think, does this make sense? Come see us in the morning if you have any questions. Thanks a lot, and good luck.